Okay guys, so let's start off. The first thing I would like to do is to make a new camera, and I'm going to look into the camera and I'm going to just change the settings over here. The heading, I'm going to set that to 15. The P, I'm going to set that to 0. The X value, I'm going to set that to 660. The Y to 0 and the Z to minus 1200. Okay, then what I'm going to do is going to go and I'm going to grab a plane, and I'm going to bring that down. I'm going to set that to minus 220, and I'm just going to bring it in and increase the size just like this, and move it like this. And in the object tab, I'm going to set the height and width segments to 1 and 1, and we want to increase the width as much as we can because we don't want this thing to be seen over here. And we're going to duplicate this plane and I'm going to drag it up, and I'm going to set the Y position to say something like 350, and then we're going to go make a new plane, and I'm going to set in the object tab, I'm going to set the orientation to plus Z, and set the coordinate, the height and width segments of this to 1 and 1 as well. And then I'm going to increase this and increase the height as well, and just push it up so that it's kind of intersecting, and we want to move it back. So to move it back, let's go to a perspective view. Actually, let's not go to the perspective view, let's just go to set the Z position to minus 1000. Oops, we want a positive 1000, so it goes back, and we want to move it up, increase the size, bring that down, so it's kind of intersecting height and the width a little bit, and then over to the side. Okay, that looks fair enough. And now we can get onto the texturing. Basically, we'll be making two textures. Okay, so the first material, let's jump on into it. The color channel, I'm going to make it a very light bluish color. So I'm going to set the RGB values as follows. That is 233 for the R. The G values will be 243, and the B value will be 245. Okay. Next, let's check the reflection channel, and we want to go to texture and we want to choose Fresnel, and we want to set the brightness down to 0 and the mix strength to 20%. And in the specular, we want to set the width. We want to set the width to 40 and the height to 30. And what we can do is we can just delete one material. We can just copy paste this material, and we want to set the color of this to pure white. We're done. And what we're going to do is we're going to go take this bluish material and drop it on your wall, and the other two materials and drop it on the planes. Okay. Okay, now since if you just hit a render button, let's see, we get this crap, this thing which sucks looking. So let's get in some lighting. So we're going to take a light, and I'm going to make it an omni light with an intensity of 65%, and I'm going to set the shadows to shadow map soft, and I'm going to change the color of R to 180, the G value to 240, and the B value is going to be like that itself. And let's go to the details tab, and we're going to set the fall off to inverse square physically accurate. The radius and the decay set that to 500 centimeters. In the shadow tab, we want to set the density to 90%, and we want to set the shadow map to 1500 by 1500. And I'm going to set the coordinates of the thing to 200 and the Y to 350, and the Z value to minus 170. Actually, I'm going to set the Y to 300 and the X to 250. Okay, there seems to be a problem. Let's just fix it. Let me give you guys new values. The X is going to be 870, the Z is going to be 420, and the Y is going to be something like 600. Sorry, minus 600. Crap. X is minus 870. Okay. Let's create a new light. Let's go to the general tab. I'm going to set that to a omni light with a shadow of ray traced hard, and we want to change the G values to 240 and the B value to say something like 235. Yeah, we're gonna set this to 250, that is the G value, and 245 for the B value, and the intensity we want to drop that down to 65%, and we go to the details tab and set the fall off to inner square physically accurate, and in the shadow tab we want to set the intensity to 90%. Okay, we want to go to the coordinates and set the X value to 55, the Y to minus 160, and the Z value to 40. Actually, the Y is going to be 160 and the Z is going to be minus 40. Okay, there's our second light. For the next light, I'm actually going to take the first light and I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to the general tab, the details tab, actually the general tab, and just change the color over here. So it's going to be just a slight change. The R is going to be 190 and the G is going to be 245. That's it. I'm going to change the position now. Go to the coordinates tab. I'm going to set the X to 165, P to minus 85, and the Z is going to be a 400. Okay, let's duplicate this light. I'm going to set the G value to 255 and the B value to 225. The intensity I'm going to set that to 40%, and the details tab I'm going to set the radius decay to 250, and go to the coordinates and I'm going to set the X position to 400, the Y position to minus 350, sorry, plus 350, and the Z position will be 350 and the Y position will be minus 70. Let's create one more light. I'm going to copy paste this one. I'm going to set that to 1000 on the X. The Z is going to be 160 and I'm going to set the Y position to minus 40, and in the details tab I'm going to set this back to 500. Okay, so now our lighting is complete, and go to the render settings and anti-aliasing. I'm going to set that to a best, effect, global illumination, effect, ambient occlusion, global illumination. I'm going to set the samples to low. You guys can put whatever settings you want. I'm just going to reduce it a little bit, and let's just hit render and see what we get. So here is our final result, and hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. I know I kind of screwed it up a little bit, but thanks for watching. Like, share, comment and subscribe, and I will see you guys later in further new tutorials. Bye.